bienvenidos, as you guys can see from the title. Today we're doing Pan That Face Palette intro. You guys are awesome. Let me tell you. Woo! When I did my video last year in November, I believe, to help me choose the face palettes that I should pan, you guys changed my mind. I was set on something else, and unanimously, I mean, a lot of you guys, the majority of you guys, had me change my mind. So I am here to share with you guys the palettes that I am going to be using this year for Pan That Face palette. I am excited. I can't wait to get started. I have given myself a break from any face palettes for the month of December because I wanted to come here refreshed and ready to be able to pan and try to see how much more damage I can do in my face palette. So if you are ready, let's get into it. All right, so I did a video, like I mentioned, of all the eyeshadow palettes that are face palettes that were contenders for this project pan. And every single person, I think every single person that commented, almost every single person commented, understood me for the first half of the, at least for one palette. And then the second half, you completely changed my mind. So if you have not watched that video and you're interested, I'll put it up in the iCard so you can go ahead and check that out. If you want to pause this video, go check that out and come back. So I have my first face palette, the main one that I'm going to concentrate on, or I shouldn't say the main one because it really is like a companion palette. It's kind of like what the Fantastic Ladies are doing, where it's like two are better than one or something like that, where they're picking two eyeshadow palettes that complement each other. And that's what ended up happening in this face palette situation for me without it even knowing that the Fantastic Ladies were doing that. So for the first palette that I am going to choose, it's going to end up being two palettes. You guys unanimously chose these two. And regardless of what the outcome was, I knew that these were going to be in here. So whether you guys agreed with me or not, I was going to put these in as at least one half of my palette situation this year. So I'm actually happy you guys get me. You guys know me. You guys understand what I was trying to do. So I am going to pick, obviously, the lighter one for the first 6 months and then the darker one for the last 6 months of the year. So this is the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush in Daria. So this is what this one looks like. I have hit pan on this shade already in Partners in Cream last year. So my goal for the first 6 months of this year is to try to hit pan on these both right here. I don't see myself having an issue because I don't have anything else that's going to take my attention away from these two when it comes to the cream products. I'm concentrating on the cream products, as I mentioned in that video, because I don't want these to go bad. So if I dabble into these, that's fine, but this is where I'm going to concentrate my whole entire first 6 months of this year into. So that's where I'm going to get started. The other one is the citrus one, and when July 1st hits, I'm going to concentrate on this one. I have hit pan on this one as well last year. So I'm going to concentrate on these two from July all the way to December of this year. So that will allow me to have ample time to understand how long these take. I know that these take at least 60 to 100 uses depending on the formula. So I know I can make it happen. And I'm going to continue to use them. Even when I hit pan, I'm going to continue to keep using them to see how much I can use until my time is up. So if April 1st comes and I've already hit pan on both of these, I'm going to still continue to see how far I can go. Same thing with this one. If I hit pan in September, I'm still going to keep going to see how much pan I can get out of these. I'm trying to get these to look more used, more loved, because these are cream products. I don't want them to go bad. So these are going to be in here for the full year. One half of the year, the other one the other half of the year, but this is always going to be something that I'm going to have in this project pan. So I'll take pictures, everything you need to see so we can see the progress of these, which I'm very excited. The two that I have already hit pan on, if I choose to expand the pan, that's also an option for me. If I want to give myself a break from the other highlighter portion of this or the blush, so be it. I will let you guys know each month what my goal is, what my target is, so then you guys know what it is that I'm doing and using for each month, so you know what to expect when it comes to usage. as far as those go. The other palette, I was set on one palette, and you guys, a lot of you guys chose something else. And because I had told you guys that I wanted your opinions and I value it, so I decided to go with what you guys told me to do. So I wanted to choose this. And a few of you had mentioned this. I wanted to choose this. This is the Mally blush in peach, and then the highlighter, solely because it's two. It gives me an opportunity to play around with my single bronzers that I haven't done because last year I was panning a lot of bronzers and face palettes, and it's small. And I've wanted to pan this now for the last 2 years, but never had the opportunity to do so. But after posting that video and seeing all the comments, I was like, holy crap, how can I not choose the other palette? Because you guys, man, a lot of you guys chose this one. So instead, I'm going to bring this in. The MAC Shiny Pretty Things Face Palette. This was a gift from my friend Lisa for Christmas, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas prior to that. And this does bring a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. I was trying to stay away from a bronzer or a blush this year just to go and concentrate on my singles, but I think I could still manage to rotate through my collection and be able to do both. So obviously this is what it looks like. It is brand new, never been touched, never been used. It is beautiful. What I'm going to do is I am going to concentrate on this highlighter so long as it's not super dark, because in here it's looking a little bit darker than normal. So long as it's not looking dark, and this bronzer. I'm going to concentrate on these two for the first few months of this year. There's nothing wrong with this blush. It's just I'm trying to give myself an opportunity to use my cooler toned, more pinky toned, purpley, mauvey type of blushes during the winter cooler seasons, because this blush is very peachy pink, very summery. And last year I panned a lot of peachy summery blushes. They are my favorite, so there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm not upset about this. But I neglected my singles that are those shades, the mauves, the purples, the cooler tones, the pinky tones, because I was concentrating on those blushes. So I don't want to do that again. I want to be able to see if I can get more use out of my singles. So for as long as I can tolerate it, for as long as I can do it, I don't know. I can see myself, at least for the first 3 months of this year, just concentrating on my singles and not touching this blush. Maybe after the weather warms up and it gets more sunny, less rainy, more springy, I might want to jump into this. So I don't know when I will be jumping into this blush. You can guarantee at least by May it'll start getting used, but before that, I don't know when. But I will be concentrating on these two for the whole entire year. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. The bronzer and the highlighter will be used from day one. It's just the blush. I'm going to take a little bit of a break because I panned so many face palettes last year with blushes in it. I'm just trying to give everybody an opportunity and try to use everything that I have without trying to neglect things, because I do tend to concentrate on my project pan items, and sometimes I forget to incorporate the rest of my collection. So that's what we are doing this year. So just to recap, this one, which is the lighter version, will be first up front and foremost starting as of today. We will start to be using this palette today in conjunction with this palette for the bronzer and the highlighter. This palette will start to come in as of July 1st and replace the lighter version, so then I can use the darker version when I have a tan, and then be able to use all three of the products in here, depending on what's left and what I haven't started out. Now, as you guys can see, these formulas are not easy to pan. They're not easy to pan. I can see myself sticking with these all year round. If and when I do finish this, if that so happens to be the case, that I end up finishing this whole entire face palette, these 3 items to their entirety, then I'm going to go ahead and just roll this in. I need to do it. I need to do it because I need to get that itch out of me. This is what I'm going to replace it with. So I'm not going to try to do a second round of help me pick because I just need to get this out. I love it and I enjoy it, and I really do want to be able to use it. So I'm just going to replace this with this when the time comes. So you guys are well aware of that. There will be no surprises. I'm actually excited to use this because this was a gift and it's beautiful. It is beautiful. So I'm kind of happy you guys chose it, because I wouldn't have chosen it on my own. It would have sat in my collection yet again, because I don't want to touch it. Like right now, I don't even want to swatch it for you guys. You guys are going to have to give me a minute, like a moment of silence when I do my makeup next time to use this, because I'm going to need it. But these I'm all for. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. So I'm going to take progress pictures. I am going to do my best this year to post all of my project pan items that I am panning, progress pictures, anything that I do in these videos onto my panning Instagram. That's one of my goals this year, is to try to be a little bit more active on my Instagram, especially on both of them. But on my panning one, not just things that I'm panning organically on my own, but also my project pan items too, so you guys can see through them if you want to refer back to them, or even myself if I lose a photo. At least I have them on Instagram as well. So follow me on there if you guys want to see more, or pictures up close, things, whatever the case may be. Because I know some people don't watch YouTube and just do Instagram, so that'll give me a chance to be able to post those. So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for participating. I really do appreciate it. You guys changed my mind, which I had a feeling was going to happen, but I was trying to stay strong. You guys are awesome for helping me out with that. I love doing that. You guys are great. You guys have great ideas and reasonings as to why I should do the things that I do, because sometimes I'm like tunnel vision and you guys get me out of it. So I appreciate it. And I am loving you guys for knowing me when it came to these. Like, I was like, yes, these are my people. You guys know what I wanted to do. So thank you. Thank you for not making that difficult for me. All right, you guys, that's all that I have for you guys. If you are doing a Pan That Face palette this year, let me know down in the comment section. I love to follow these around, because this is my jam. This is what I do as a pan, a palette, because I can't do an eyeshadow palette, as I mentioned before a million times, but a face palette, I am 100% for. So that's all that I have for you guys. More videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then, adios.